Now on CoastTV News.
Charlie Kirk reaction. What locals have to say about his murder and political violence in America.
On this day 24 years ago, the nation was forever changed. Today, people are praying together in remembrance.
And Sussex County growth, this working group making recommendations for future development in southern Delaware.
A warmer weekend is ahead, and I'll have details on those details coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Flags at half staff across the coast and across the nation. Good evening. I'm Christina D. Robertis.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with two important stories. First, we remember the 9/11 attacks, but also the latest on the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
It's our top story tonight. Charlie Kirk was shot and killed yesterday at an event he was hosting at Utah Valley University. Coast TV reporter Emma Aken is live in Rehoboth Beach. Emma, one day later, you've been in the local community talking to people who say they're in shock.
Christina, a lot of people here in Rehoboth Beach tell us they still cannot believe the news about the killing of Charlie Kirk. People did disagree, though, about what they believe the root of the problem is when it comes to violence like this. Thousands of people fleeing the campus after Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. Local Ray Romano was trying to get some sun in Rehoboth Beach despite her feeling of darkness surrounding the news.
Shocking, sad, just very shocking, very sad, very, like I said, it's very unnecessary. I can't believe the evil that comes out in the people for the dislike of one person. The hate and the evilness. It's pure, to me, it's pure evil.
Tatiana Colon was doing the same.
I was pretty much in shock. Like, I couldn't believe, like, you know what I mean, what I saw. Because you would think in, like, you know, places like that with so many people that the security, you know, should be how it should be.
Romano calls Kirk's killing people violence rather than gun violence.
It's the people. Are we going to ban cars because they hit somebody? We're going to ban alcohol? Are we going to ban a knife or a pencil? You know, no, you can't. You know, anything can kill. It's the person behind it.
But Colon says it is the guns.
No, it's the gun as well. If the laws were stricter, I feel like it wouldn't be so many school shootings or people walking in public places shooting at people. But the way today's society is, it's like they don't want to hear any of that.
Both Romano and Colon say political violence is increasing in America. I also spoke with Governor Matt Meyer today, who said political violence has no place in any society and said we need to be able to disagree without shooting each other. Meyer said that's what being an American is about. Reporting live here in Rehoboth Beach, Emma Aken, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Emma. Meanwhile, there's been a lot of reaction online to this tragic story. On your screen now is a meme posted by a teacher in Wicomico County. The meme shared by the teacher depicts Trump whispering to Kirk, quote, "This Epstein
full list
thing won't
of these
die,
20 recommendations. You can head to
to take one for the
coasttv.com right
team."
now.
Wicomico County executive is calling for the teacher's job, and Wicomico County Public Schools did provide us with a statement that says in part, quote, "The posting of a meme and comments in relation to a very serious incident has been an unexpected, unnecessary, and unwelcome disruption to schools and the school system operations," end quote.
And Aken County Public Schools in a similar situation after a staff member made a post on a personal social media account. The post was seen here. It was on Facebook, and the employee said, "Good," followed by, quote, "For those who need me to clarify, yes, I'm referring to him. Yes, I am celebrating. Yes, I hope he rots. No, I won't apologize," unquote. And Aken County Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Jennifer Miller released a statement saying in part, quote, "Please know that we are addressing this situation in accordance with division policy and procedure. ACPS does not support or endorse the personal opinions expressed by individual staff members," end quote.
And new at 5, federal law enforcement giving the public their first glimpse of the man that they call a person of interest in the assault of Charlie Kirk. Jay Gray informs us that the investigators say they've traced the suspects.
Tonight, our first look at someone investigators are calling a person of interest in the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location.
Piecing together clues from multiple video sources, authorities say next the suspect jumped from the roof, blending in with the panicked crowd to escape. A high-powered rifle believed to be the weapon used in the attack, uncovered not far from the scene.
Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis.
The brazen daylight attack on Kirk leaving a crowd of around 3,000 gathered to hear him speak in shock.
I don't think I've ever seen someone die in front of me, let alone be murdered.
Kirk was the co-founder of Turning Point USA and a staunch supporter of President Trump, recruiting thousands of young people to join the MAGA movement. At a 9/11 memorial event at the Pentagon, the president says he will honor the conservative influencer with the nation's highest civilian award.
I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Vice President J.D. Vance called Kirk a friend today, canceling his trip to New York in a 9/11 memorial to be with Kirk's family in Utah. As a manhunt for the killer intensifies after what appears to be another politically motivated attack, highlighting deep and increasingly deadly divisions across this country.
Then right now the FBI looking for help from the public, offering up to a $100,000 reward for information leading to the identification and arrest of a suspect. Jay Gray, NBC News, Orem, Utah.
And this brings us to our Coast TV poll today. We want to know what worries you most about political violence.
Let's take a look at the results here. Some mixed answers. 8% worried about free speech loss. 77% say just more political violence. 11% say a more polarized society. And 4% say social media hate.
If you want to vote in this poll, if you haven't done that yet, go to coasttv.com or use our Coast TV mobile app.
Well, today marks 24 years since a terrorist attack on the United States shook the nation. And today, crowds are coming together, paying tribute to the lives lost in the 9/11 attacks. Coast TV reporter Kevin Zappe is live in Ocean City. Kevin, you're at the Firefighters Memorial there on the boardwalk.
Christina, behind me is where today's 9/11 remembrance took place. And one volunteer who helped organize the event told us it's about honoring those lives that were lost, educating people, and making sure the community never forgets. Today's ceremony began with 6 separate salutes, each marking a moment when lives were lost that day. After the salutes, hundreds of motorcycles rode along the Ocean City boardwalk in honor. There were songs to sing along to and speakers sharing stories. Deputy Chief Firefighter James Gesture says it's his duty to keep the memory alive.
An individual that's graduating college today, they weren't even born when 9/11 happened. So I take it as my responsibility and my generation's responsibility to keep the memory of 9/11.
Now, if you missed today's honoring, you still have time to pay respects. Right behind me is just one of the lights they will be shooting up tonight in the sky in remembrance of 9/11, starting at around 7:30 tonight. I'm Kevin Zappe, live in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
Sussex County's Land Use Reform Group is a group put together by the county in March. The idea is to help sustain smart growth. Today was the group's final meeting where they voted on different recommendations that will eventually be put in front of Sussex County Council. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Georgetown. Brandon, the 10 members voted today, but it wasn't a traditional yes or no vote.
Charlie, the group came up with 20 total recommendations, and we have them here. And we also have the opportunity to look at the 5 options that the members could vote with. Strongly support, I can live with, oppose, or strongly oppose. And when it comes to these 20 final recommendations, some of them involve working with DelDOT to make sure there's enough road infrastructure before new developments are built. Charging developers a transportation impact fee in certain conservation areas, forest preservation, and they also want to see a master plan zoning ordinance completed and adopted for large-scale development. All 10 members voted on this recommendation package. 9 out of those 10 say they support the entire package. We spoke to one Sussex County local who went to all 10 of the group's meetings.
I'm satisfied that they've gone about as far as they can, and that what we now see is that it has to be turned over to County Council and opened up to the wider public for a discussion.
At the end of today's meeting, Sussex County Administrator Todd Lawson said the County Council is anxious to get to work on these recommendations, but before that will happen, a complete report must be made of all of the progress that the Land Use Reform Group made, as well as these recommendations. And for a full list of all 20 of these recommendations, you can head to CoastTV.com. Live in Georgetown, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Brandon. Now we're taking a live look into the Dover area. A lot nicer than it was yesterday as we check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams.
Right now, we're enjoying something we had no parts of yesterday. This little old thing called the sun. So it's a beautiful change of pace, right? And we're getting a chance to warm up nicely just in time for your weekend. See, I told you we'd pay the price on Friday, but we'd cash in Saturday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So here we go. We're at 68 degrees as far as 8 o'clock is concerned, and then clear skies for us at 9 o'clock with 67. So this is the change that's happened just 24 hours ago. We're 6 to 7 to 9 degrees warmer now than we were at this exact same time just yesterday. 73 in Millsboro right now, but not just there. We're 73 degrees in Georgetown, Milton, as well as Lewis and Bethany Beach. It's 73 degrees right now in Ocean Pines. We'll talk more about this wonderful weather over the weekend. Till then, back to you, Christina.
Thank you, Paul. And coming up next, Seagull Century is pedaling its way into Salisbury, when the ride is and what temporary road restrictions to expect.
But first, helping families when they need it most, the Believe in Tomorrow Children's Foundation, it's the focus of this week's Coastal Connections. The only thing worse than getting a critical illness diagnosis is if your child gets a critical illness diagnosis. The whirlwind that follows is hard on the whole family, and while doctors do their best to treat the body, other groups like Believe in Tomorrow, they work on helping in every way they can. And as you see in this week's Coastal Connections, they just built a new facility down in Ocean City that opened up in August. Smiling faces. That's not usually the first thing you think of when you hear the phrase childhood cancer. But in the toughest moment of a kid's life, the hardest moments for families, the Believe in Tomorrow Children's Foundation is there to provide a little relief, as CEO Marianne Davis explains.
The goal is to reduce the stress that these families are under and going through, and treatment, and allowing them to reconnect and renew their energy.
Believe in Tomorrow offers what is called respite housing. The new House by the Sea 2 condo in Ocean City actually has 5 different units, 2 big enough for large families, the others a bit smaller, and as founder Brian Morrison tells it, the price is right.
Families in all of our programs don't pay anything at all.
When a family is on location in Ocean City, they'll meet others facing the same struggles, which begins at the Monday night barbecue.
Families start to open up and develop friendships. Sometimes they're lifelong friendships, and that starts on Monday.
The town of Ocean City also plays a role. These kids, these families, they have access to the best of what the coast has to offer.
Fishing, they can go to Jolly Rogers. They get offered surf lessons every Friday morning down at Malibu's. They can go out to local restaurants. They get gift cards. They can go play miniature golf. They can truly do as much or as little as they want. If they simply want to sit on the beach all week and relax and enjoy the ocean, they can do that.
Believe in Tomorrow isn't a medical center. They aren't finding cures or issuing treatments, but they do play a role in mental health at one of the most difficult times that any child or family goes through.
And that's what this is about, giving them a break that enables them to go back into treatment and to continue their journey through their medical process. And if we can kind of make that a little more palatable, a little easier, that's what our mission is.
That mission, which has only expanded through the opening of House by the Sea 2, is a labor of love that requires no gratitude from the kids it benefits, and yet you can feel the appreciation on their faces.
I think our greatest thanks is when you see them laughing and smiling and just, being a kid and doing whatever kids do.
And while Believe in Tomorrow can't provide results, they do provide a respite, a break, a short rest from the challenges of treatment, of cancer, and the incredible weight of life during a daunting and dangerous time.
I don't know if it's just me, but there's something about Thursday knowing we are sliding quickly into Friday and the weekend that just makes Thursday okay no matter what kind of weather we're dealing with, right? Well, this time around, the weather is going to be absolutely gorgeous, sliding into a good-looking weekend as well. So we get the best of both worlds. In Ocean City, 73. Winds only at about 5 miles per hour, not a problem. We'll dip to 67 with clearing skies. Now, it's a bit cloudy now, but we're going to get progressively clearer as we go into the latter portions of the evening, which will actually allow us to cool off quickly. It's 73 degrees, not only in Redden, but also 73 degrees in Georgetown, Lewis, Milton. We're also at 73 degrees in Gumboro, Del Mar, Ocean Pines, Ocean City, as well as Bethany Beach. Now, today's high, we only got up to 77 degrees for the high today. And when you kind of stack that against the normal record, 81 is where we should be, 77 is where we are. So we're just a skosh below the norm for this time of the year, 4 degrees actually to be exact. And the record on this date was was actually 93. So we have cloud cover that's pushing across the region for right now. We have coastal flood advisory still active for portions of the Delmarva Peninsula, but to be quite honest, I'm not seeing much in the way of rain developing. We may have a passing sprinkle or two, so that's probably going to get out of here pretty quickly. Winds right now staying relatively light, swirling ever so slightly. Now our brunch cast actually is looking fairly decent. I mean, we're looking at temperatures climbing into the 70s for that Friday brunch, 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock, but mostly sunny skies. Increasing sunshine is the key. 79 for the high in Georgetown and Rehoboth, 81. Seaford as well as Laurel. Now we're going to warm to 79 degrees in Cambridge, 81 in Vienna, and we'll get a chance to warm to 79 degrees in Berlin, but 77 for the high in Ocean City with winds out of the north. Friday morning, 54 degrees, and then we push it up to 79 near 80. Friday afternoon, not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful sunshine. For Saturday, we start off at 67 degrees, 71 in Lewis, and over Saturday afternoon, we're going to warm into the upper 70s. So we're still going to have that nice fall feel. Friday, when you come to pick up your packet for the walk, remember, we'll have temperatures in the 70s, lots of sunshine with winds staying cooperative. And then Saturday for the walk, we're going to warm to 78 degrees. I had to readjust this because we went from 77 to 78. Saturday for the high, we'll start off in the 70s in the morning time, but keep that in mind. And by the way, remember at the walk, you're going to be able to get free blood screenings, absolutely free. All you got to do is just show up. Finally, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Remember, 81 is the norm for this time of the year, so we're going to be pretty close to the norm, if not slightly below it, for the next 7 days in a row. So keep in mind, overnight, we are going to be comfortably cool with temperatures in the 60s. And hopefully we'll get a chance to see you out there at Cape Henlopen State Park on Saturday.
I'll be there, Paul. A deer disease across Maryland, what EHD does to deer and what hunters need to know if they encounter one that is infected. The Maryland Department of Natural Resources advises hunters to keep an eye out for infected deer. Epizootic hemorrhagic disease is going around. You can spot an infected deer by looking for sores, excessive saliva, and a lack of fear for humans. While this disease is deadly for deer, it does not pose threats to humans.
The Seagull Century Cycling event is right around the corner. It's on Saturday, September 27th by Salisbury University. And according to the City of Salisbury, temporary road closures and restrictions will include Bateman Street from Route 13 to South Division Street. Traffic will be stopped at Avery Street at the start of the event. Also some restrictions from Francis Drive to Milford Street. And now here's a live look outside into Laurel. One more check on the forecast is coming up after the break.
Umbrella giveaway winner Raymond Lackey of Millsboro. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, sponsored by the law offices of Bruxted, Mandalis, and Federico. Quick reminder, State Park, we're going to have the prostate cancer walk. We'll have scattered clouds early, then we'll look for a good deal of sunshine going into Saturday. The event should go without a hitch. Remember, you have free blood testing courtesy of the event. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Temperatures close to the norm, if not slightly below that. And we're going to be a bit on the cool side all of next week.
All right, got it. Thanks, Paul, and thanks for joining us for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.